Come, let us explore this Dusk's meditation class and group practice, that we too could meditate like a Jedi. This evening we get to explore the first of 55 verses of the Unwaning Victory Banner, a classic meditation text composed many centuries ago by the great Buddhist reformer Vajra of Udayana, also known as the Swat Valley of contemporary Pakistan. Together let us relaxingly recite. The vast expanse of Vajrasattva is the ever-perfect dimension of reality. As it is all liberating, this pure and universal sphere is unproduced, unobstructed, and inconceivable. Of course, I can't say inconceivable without thinking about the Princess Bride. So let's begin. The vast expanse of Vajrasattva. Who is a Vajrasattva besides this half-naked fellow to the right? It depends who you ask. If you ask a foolish fellow, they will tell you he's a deity that we can petition with offerings and mantras. If you ask someone who is wise, they will tell you that Vajrasattva is an archetype. An archetype for the diamond-like strength, or Vajra, of a sattva or mind that has been well trained in mindfulness and meditation. What then is meant by the idea of the vast expanse of Vajrasattva? There's two ideas. Conventionally, the vast expanse refers to all that one could perceive. All the sights, sounds, sensations, flavors, scents, and the like. Including all the emotions, intentions, thoughts, memories, and imaginings one could notice. Ultimately, it refers to the fact that as we relax into our exhalation, whatever we noticed during our previous inhalation could feel less stressful, less permanent, and less defining. And if you prefer figurative language, as we relax into our exhalation, all that we noticed during our previous inhalation could feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Now, any good English teacher will remind us that a simile is only as useful as it is relatable. Therefore, we have to ask the question, what is a real-world example of a non-graspable vast empty void? How about the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although could appear tantalizing to the eye, could feel non-graspable to our hands? So that is what is meant by the vast expanse. The phrase, is the ever-perfect dimension of reality, means this. There's nothing wrong to notice. There's nothing that we can notice that makes us better. There's nothing we can notice that makes us worse. Why is it safe to notice whatever comes up, whatever seems to cross our sphere of perception? Because the spontaneous relaxation latent within each exhalation kind of like diffuses whatever's going on. So for instance, if we feel angry, if we feel enraged, and as we breathe in, we notice that rage, as we relax in cooperation with our parasympathetic nervous system, we can't help but relax. And no one who's relaxed can lose their temper. No one who's relaxed can say something they'll regret. No one who is relaxed can stab or kick or scream or punch or pull a trigger. Mindfulness and meditation is all about cooperating with our sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. As it is all liberating, this pure and ultimate sphere is unproduced, unobstructed, and inconceivable. So, the ideal way, so every time we breathe in, our sympathetic nervous system, ensconced within the middle third of our spinal cord, has evolved to help us to notice in a very special way. It has evolved to help us to notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly. Every time we exhale, the top tip and the bottom tip of that same spinal cord is wired to cause us to physically relax and mentally release, if not completely, then at least partially, at least fleetingly, till the next inhalation. And so liberation here does not mean liberation from perception or emotion or intention. It means liberation from the tyranny of what we perceive. We can perceive something without being controlled by something, because after we notice it, we relax. That's not because we're clever or spiritual. That is simply how we evolved. The foolish, who are slaves of their own tendencies to be rigid and fearful and controlling and superstitious and elitist, cannot help themselves but overfocus and overanalyze in reliance upon the tissues just behind their forehead. Those who are wise, who are flexible, who are loving, who are laid back, who are rational, can cooperate with their spinal cord. I don't know about you, but I was raised to be a fool. I was raised to be cranky and fearful and rigid and controlling. Fortunately, I received teachings and guidance that drew me away from that. And that's why I teach, so that you too can be drawn away from the destructive conditioning of your youth, of our society, of our culture. Does that mean we never use the tissues behind our forehead? No, they're wonderful to be when used appropriately. And the question is then, well, then how do we know when the best time to focus is? How do we know when the best time to analyze is? And the answer is, the more we notice and relax in harmony with our breathing, perhaps for as much as 5 minutes every 12 hours or so, the more we do that, the more our choices, utterances, and deeds could flow, not from scattered spontaneity, but from centered spontaneity. And then we'll just intuit when it's time to fleetingly focus and analyze in the most beneficial way. So we evolved this wetware that functions, that supports mindfulness and meditation, that is the cornerstone of enlightenment. It does not exist because we learned the secret handshake or the secret password, or because we gave some guru a fee and he gave us a blessing. Every healthy human Every human with a moderately healthy central nervous system is already wired to notice and relax. It's unobstructed. Once again, if we didn't have a fully functional autonomic nervous system, we would be dead. So we might not know how to access it. We might be confused or befuddled. We might be so entranced by our habits of being rigid, fearful, superstitious, controlling, elitist, cryptic, competitive, and cruel. We might be so habitually befuddled that we lack the wherewithal. But that's why I'm here, to remind you that by silently and mentally reciting the demonstrative pronoun this during our inhalation, we cannot help but notice. By silently and mentally reciting the one-syllable verb ease during each exhalation, we cannot help but relax. This method is not the product of blind faith, nor is it the product of pseudo-intellectual effort. It is part of our factory-installed wiring. A very clever fellow, whose name eludes me at the moment, in the 70s, pronounced that all the mysteries of biology only make sense when seen through the lens of evolution. Having completed our opening lesson, let us now shift gears. It is Qui-Gon Jinn Tuesday evening. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is the Dzogchen Semdai Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I have harnessed my autistic special interests as well as my ADHD hyperfocus to spend about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of meditation so that I could become your personal, nerdy, neurodivergent guide to nirvana. Welcome, my friends, to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. For the remainder of this evening's live stream, let's play with the latest iteration of very easy meditation practice text, or sadhana, if you're nasty. The most efficient way for us to gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce behind our navel is for us to, rest the great knuckle at the base of our right ring finger upon the tip of our left ring finger, palms up in our lap. Let us count our first 12 repetitions, our first 12 inhalations on our right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist meditation or philosophy, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window. For I tend to check for questions approximately every 13 minutes or so. Just as on our right hand, we can count inhalations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. On our left hand, we can count sets of 12 inhalations. First set, second set, third set, and so forth. the most efficient way so now let us so the most efficient way for us to invite our subtle energies to coalesce at our chest is for us to rest the great knuckle at the base of our right middle finger upon the tip of our left middle finger, palms up in our lap. the most efficient way for us to gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce at the crown of our head. Is for us to rest the great knuckle at the base of our right index finger upon the tip of our left index finger, palms up in our lap. You have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. And if you, oopsie, I got way ahead of myself. In about 11 3/4 hours, I would very much like to return to lead tomorrow's dawn meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.